Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about the power of being dangerous. Now, I don't mean causing harm or being reckless. When I say be dangerous, I mean embodying a bold, unstoppable spirit that dares to go beyond the ordinary, challenges the status quo, and refuses to settle for mediocrity. Embracing risk for growth is one of the most transformative actions we can take to elevate our lives, yet it is also one of the most challenging. Our natural tendency is to avoid risk in favor of comfort, security, and familiarity. We are wired to seek stability because it's a safe zone that shelters us from uncertainty, failure, and discomfort. But the irony is that this safety can quickly become a prison, confining us to what we know and preventing us from ever discovering what lies beyond. True growth, meaningful, lasting, and self-empowering growth lies on the other side of this comfort zone, in the place where risks are taken and boundaries are pushed. When we avoid risk, we often remain in a state of stagnation, repeating the same routines, habits, and patterns without ever evolving. This may feel safe in the short term, but over time it can lead to a life that lacks excitement, passion, and progress. Growth requires movement, and movement requires us to face the unknown. Taking risks, even small ones, is the catalyst that propels us out of our comfort zones and opens the door to self-discovery. Through risk, we expose ourselves to new ideas, challenges, and perspectives that expand our understanding of who we are and what we're capable of. Each risk taken, each step beyond what feels familiar, teaches us something new. We learn about our resilience, our adaptability, and our capacity to handle whatever comes our way. One of the most significant benefits of embracing risk for growth is the sense of empowerment it brings. Each time we take a leap, no matter how big or small, we become a little braver, a little more confident in our abilities. We start to believe that we can handle the unexpected, and this belief becomes a source of personal power. By embracing risk, we cultivate inner strength, courage, and a sense of autonomy that allow us to take on even greater challenges in the future. This empowerment is cumulative. The more risks we take, the more we grow, and the more we are able to face life's uncertainties with confidence and resilience. Risk is also a powerful teacher. Not every risk we take will lead to the outcome we desire. We will inevitably face setbacks, disappointments, and even failures. But these experiences are essential to growth because they provide us with lessons that success alone cannot offer. Failure, though painful, is one of the most effective ways to learn and improve. When we fail, we are forced to reflect on our actions, examine our strategies, and seek out new ways of approaching our goals. This process of reflection and adjustment is a crucial aspect of growth. Embracing risk means accepting that failure is a possibility, but also understanding that every failure brings us closer to success by teaching us valuable lessons along the way. Furthermore, taking risks encourages creativity and innovation. When we step outside of our comfort zones, we are compelled to think differently, to adapt, and to come up with solutions we might not have considered otherwise. This is especially true in professional settings, where industries are constantly evolving and change is the only constant. Those who are willing to take risks are often the ones who drive innovation, who bring fresh ideas to the table, and who push their teams and companies to new heights. Risk takers in the workplace become pioneers, opening doors to new possibilities and inspiring others to think bigger. On a personal level, embracing risk for growth deepens our understanding of ourselves. Risk-taking is inherently an act of self-trust. It requires us to believe in our own potential, to trust that we can handle whatever comes our way. This trust is developed and reinforced with every leap we take, making us more resilient and self-assured individuals. Each time we face a challenge and come out stronger, we strengthen the belief in our own worth and ability. This self-trust is invaluable. It is the foundation upon which we build confidence, ambition, and a sense of purpose. Moreover, the act of embracing risk for growth encourages us to live life with a sense of adventure and curiosity. When we stop fearing the unknown and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth, we begin to approach life with more excitement and enthusiasm. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, we see them as chances to learn and evolve. This mindset makes life richer, more fulfilling, and more enjoyable. Embracing risk allows us to experience life fully, to explore our potential, and to discover new passions, interests, and abilities that we may never have known existed within us. It's important to remember that embracing risk does not mean being reckless or making impulsive decisions. Risk for the sake of growth should be thoughtful and intentional, grounded in a desire to push oneself, rather than a desire to simply seek out thrill or danger. True growth-oriented risk-taking involves weighing the potential outcomes, considering the lessons that can be learned, and making a conscious choice to take a step forward despite the uncertainty. It's about choosing growth over comfort, even when that choice feels intimidating. Ultimately, the choice to embrace risk for growth is a commitment to living a life of meaning and purpose. It's a decision to invest in oneself to become the best possible version of who we are. Growth requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to fail. But the rewards of growth are profound: an empowered mind, a resilient spirit, and a life filled with purpose and possibility. In conclusion, embracing risk for growth is a powerful pathway to self-discovery, empowerment, and personal evolution. It pushes us beyond the constraints of comfort and safety and invites us into a world of opportunity and potential. By taking risks, we learn, we grow, and we come to know ourselves on a deeper level. We develop the courage to pursue our dreams, the resilience to overcome setbacks, and the creativity to imagine new possibilities. In the end, a life without risk is a life half lived. To fully realize our potential, we must be willing to embrace the unknown, to take that leap, and to trust that, no matter the outcome, we will emerge stronger, wiser, and more alive than ever before. Defying the status quo is a radical yet powerful act of embracing individuality, vision, and a desire for change. Throughout history, the greatest progress has been made not by those who played by the rules, but by those who questioned them, challenged them, and ultimately broke free from them. The status quo, the established norms, beliefs, and expectations society holds, can often stifle creativity, limit innovation, and prevent individuals from achieving their true potential. To defy it is to step away from the conventional and into the transformative. It is about having the courage to see things differently and the tenacity to bring those visions to life, regardless of societal pressures to conform. The status quo is comfortable. It represents what is familiar, predictable, and understood. It is the path well trodden, the rules that are widely accepted, and the practices that have been followed for years, sometimes even centuries. Yet, it is also the very thing that can keep us stagnant. If everyone accepted the status quo, there would be no revolutions, no breakthroughs, no remarkable advances in science, art, or human rights. Life would remain largely unchanged, lacking the vibrancy and diversity that comes from the exploration of new ideas. It is only by questioning the norms and daring to act differently that society evolves. Defying the status quo is therefore a necessary ingredient for growth, both individual and collective. One of the biggest challenges in defying the status quo is the inherent resistance we face from others. Humans are social creatures, and the need for acceptance often compels us to align with the majority. There is a fear that stepping outside of what is commonly accepted will lead to criticism, rejection, or isolation. But those who defy the status quo learn to prioritize their vision over the opinions of others. They understand that meaningful change doesn't always come with applause. Instead, it often meets resistance because it disrupts what others are used to. Being willing to face that resistance and hold firm in the face of criticism is an essential quality of anyone who dares to challenge the norm. Moreover, defying the status quo is often an exercise in authenticity. It's about refusing to live according to other people's expectations and instead pursuing what feels true to oneself. This might mean choosing a less conventional career, advocating for ideas that aren't widely accepted, or taking a stand on issues that go against popular opinion. Authenticity requires vulnerability, as it involves revealing parts of oneself that may not be understood or appreciated by everyone. However, by embracing one's true beliefs and desires rather than hiding behind societal expectations, individuals who defy the status quo are able to live lives of integrity and self-respect. They are not merely following the script that was handed to them, but are instead writing their own stories. One of the greatest benefits of defying the status quo is the creativity it fosters. When we step outside of what is known and accepted, we give ourselves the freedom to think differently, to see possibilities where others see limitations. Innovation thrives in an environment of open-mindedness and originality, not conformity. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, inventors, and artists achieved their success precisely because they rejected the accepted wisdom of their time. Albert Einstein once said, "The measure of intelligence is the ability to change by challenging existing beliefs and exploring new approaches. Those who defy the status quo are able to make connections, generate ideas, and find solutions that would otherwise remain hidden. Defying the status quo is not just about rejecting tradition for its own sake. Rather, it's about critically evaluating whether existing norms still serve us and deciding with intention whether they are worth keeping. Some traditions and norms are valuable and worth preserving, but others may hold us back or limit our potential. Those who defy the status quo are willing to examine which is which. They ask themselves, is this belief serving my growth? Does this practice align with my values? By consciously choosing which elements of the status quo to embrace and which to leave behind, they create lives that reflect their deepest values and aspirations. Yet, defying the status quo also requires resilience. Not every attempt to change things will be successful. Sometimes the opposition will be overwhelming, the obstacles insurmountable, and the desired outcome unattainable, at least for now. But those who are committed to pushing boundaries learn to see setbacks as stepping stones rather than final verdicts. They recognize that every failed attempt brings them closer to their goal. Whether by refining their approach, teaching them valuable lessons, or simply strengthening their resolve. This resilience is key to making a lasting impact. It takes persistence to challenge norms, especially those that are deeply ingrained, and resilience is the fuel that keeps one going even when the path gets difficult. At its core, defying the status quo is an act of courage. It requires stepping into the unknown without guarantees and taking on the responsibility of creating change. Those who dare to defy the norms do so with an understanding that the road may be tough and the rewards uncertain. But they move forward anyway, driven by a vision of a better future, a desire to break free from limitations, and a commitment to live a life that is uniquely their own. In doing so, they not only create change for themselves, but often inspire others to do the same. Their courage becomes a beacon for those who feel trapped by societal expectations, showing that it is possible to carve out a different path and live according to one's own values and aspirations. In conclusion, defying the status quo is an essential step toward personal and societal growth. It is through this defiance that new ideas emerge, that innovation flourishes, and that individuals discover their true potential. By choosing to question norms and challenge expectations, we create a life of authenticity, creativity, and purpose. While it may not always be the easy path, it is undoubtedly the most fulfilling, as it allows us to live true to ourselves and contribute to a world that values originality and progress over blind conformity. When we defy the status quo, we do not merely seek to be different, we seek to be better, to push ourselves in society toward a brighter, more dynamic future. Choosing to fear less and live more is an invitation to approach life with courage, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Fear is a natural, deeply ingrained emotion that has served humans well for survival throughout history. It helps us detect threats, react to dangers, and protect ourselves from harm. However, in our modern lives, this primal instinct can often do more harm than good. Fear, if left unchecked, can be paralyzing. It keeps us from pursuing our dreams, limits our potential, and stifles the richness of our experiences. Learning to manage and overcome fear is essential to leading a life that is full, vibrant, and meaningful. Fear manifests in many forms. It can be the fear of failure, of rejection, of the unknown, or even of success. This fear operates silently, often disguising itself as practical concerns or as a call for caution. It tells us not to take risks, not to step out of line, and not to do anything that might disrupt our comfortable routines. But these fears can ultimately restrict us, preventing us from fully engaging with life and realizing our own potential. To truly live more, we must fear less. This does not mean eliminating fear altogether, as that would be impossible. Rather, it means learning to live in spite of our fears, using them as fuel for growth rather than as obstacles to avoid. One of the most powerful ways to fear less and live more is by reframing our perception of fear itself. Instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, we can begin to view it as a signal that something important is at stake, an indicator that growth lies on the other side. For instance, if we feel fearful about speaking in public, it's likely because we care about communicating our ideas effectively. If we're afraid of starting a new project or pursuing a new career path, it's because we care about our future and our success. This shift in mindset transforms fear from something to dread into something that can motivate and energize us. By recognizing that fear points to areas of growth and opportunity, we can begin to embrace it as a natural part of any worthwhile journey. Living more fully often requires stepping into situations where the outcome is uncertain. This is a daunting prospect for many, as uncertainty is closely tied to fear. Yet, life's most meaningful experiences are often found in uncharted territory. New relationships, career changes, travel, and creative endeavors all involve a degree of unpredictability. But if we allow fear of the unknown to hold us back, we risk missing out on these transformative experiences. Instead, embracing the unknown can open us to new perspectives, teach us valuable lessons, and add richness to our lives. When we begin to see uncertainty as a source of excitement rather than fear, we can approach life with a sense of adventure and possibility. Overcoming fear also requires the development of resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and learn from mistakes. When we're paralyzed by fear, it's often because we are afraid of failing, of being judged, or of making mistakes. But mistakes are an inevitable part of growth. Every successful person has faced failure. In fact, it is through failure that we often learn the most valuable lessons. Developing resilience involves changing our relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as a verdict on our abilities, we can view it as a learning opportunity, a step in the journey toward success. By building resilience, we strengthen our ability to confront fear head-on, knowing that no setback is permanent and that every failure brings us closer to our goals. Choosing to live more also means being present, fully engaging in each moment rather than being held captive by fears of the past or anxieties about the future. Fear often takes us out of the present moment. We worry about things that haven't happened yet or dwell on past mistakes, both of which distract us from what's happening right now. By practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present, we can quiet our fears and become more in tune with ourselves and our surroundings. This mindful presence allows us to savor life's moments, experience joy more fully, and connect more deeply with others. In learning to focus on the present, we reduce fear's grip on our minds and open ourselves to a more fulfilling experience of life. Fear often diminishes as we cultivate self-confidence and a sense of self-worth. Many fears stem from doubts about our own abilities, a lack of belief in ourselves, and a fear that we're not good enough. But when we build self-confidence, we become more willing to take risks and step out of our comfort zones. This confidence is built through small acts of courage, each one reinforcing our belief in our own capabilities. The more we push ourselves to face our fears, the more resilient we become, and the easier it is to continue moving forward. As we accomplish things we once thought were impossible, our confidence grows, and the hold that fear has on us weakens. Furthermore, fearing less and living more allows us to connect more authentically with others. Fear often leads us to hold back, to put on masks, and to hide parts of ourselves that we worry won't be accepted. But when we release these fears, we give ourselves permission to be vulnerable, to show up as our true selves, and to form deeper connections. Authenticity fosters trust and creates meaningful relationships built on mutual understanding and respect. By living without the fear of judgment, we allow others to see us for who we truly are. And in turn, we attract people who appreciate and value us. In choosing to fear less, we also empower ourselves to pursue our passions and aspirations. Many dreams go unfulfilled simply because of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. When we let go of these fears, we allow ourselves to take action on our goals, no matter how ambitious they may be. This courage to pursue what truly matters to us is what gives life its meaning and purpose. Living more means following our passions wholeheartedly, without allowing fear to dictate our choices or limit our potential. In conclusion, choosing to fear less and live more is about embracing life with open arms, taking risks, and fully engaging in the present. It's about reframing fear as a sign of growth, stepping into the unknown with a sense of adventure, and building resilience in the face of setbacks. By cultivating confidence, focusing on the present, and pursuing our dreams with courage, we break free from fear's limitations. This choice to live boldly and authentically leads to a richer, more fulfilling life, where we are no longer spectators but active participants in our own stories. When we fear less and live more, we become free to experience the beauty, challenges, and triumphs that make life truly worth living. Using our power for good is a call to action that challenges us to direct our abilities, influence, and strengths toward making a positive difference in the world. Each of us possesses a unique set of talents, skills, and resources which can have a profound impact on the lives of others when used thoughtfully and intentionally. This commitment to doing good is not limited to grand gestures or large-scale efforts. It can be expressed in our daily interactions, decisions, and actions. At its core, using our power for good means recognizing the capacity we have to create change, both big and small, and choosing to leverage that power in ways that uplift, inspire, and serve others. Many of us underestimate our ability to make a difference, believing that power only exists in large quantities or through positions of influence. However, power is not solely defined by authority, wealth, or fame. Real power exists in the choices we make, the compassion we show, and the influence we have within our own circles. Whether it's through kindness, generosity, or a willingness to help others, every act we undertake has the potential to create a ripple effect. Small actions, when added together, can produce significant change. And it is in these everyday moments that we can wield our power for good. When we recognize that our actions, no matter how minor they may seem, contribute to a larger whole, we start to see ourselves as active agents of positive change in our communities. To use our power for good, it's essential to cultivate a mindset that values empathy and compassion. These qualities serve as the foundation for actions that have a lasting impact. Empathy allows us to understand the struggles, needs, and experiences of others, which is key to identifying where our help is needed most. When we take the time to listen, to truly see others, and to feel a sense of shared humanity, we are better equipped to make a difference in ways that matter. Compassion, on the other hand, drives us to act upon that understanding. It compels us to reach out, to lend a helping hand, and to be there for those who need support. With empathy and compassion, we use our power not for self-gain, but as a means to lift others up and create a more connected and caring world. A critical aspect of using our power for good is the commitment to integrity and ethical decision-making. Power can be a double-edged sword. When wielded without consideration for others, it can easily become harmful, self-serving, or even corrupt. However, when rooted in a strong moral compass, power becomes a tool for good. Integrity means acting in alignment with our values and staying true to our principles, even when it's challenging or inconvenient. It requires us to consider the consequences of our actions on others and to prioritize fairness, honesty, and respect in everything we do. By committing to integrity, we ensure that our influence and abilities are directed toward positive outcomes and that we build trust and credibility with those around us. Another way to use our power for good is by sharing knowledge, skills, and resources with others. Empowering others to reach their potential is one of the most impactful ways we can create change. Teaching someone a new skill, offering mentorship, or providing resources to those in need can have lasting effects on their lives. When we share what we know, we help others to grow, succeed, and contribute to their communities in their own ways. Knowledge and skills are forms of power, and when we share them, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves. Each person we empower has the potential to impact others, creating a cycle of positive change that can uplift entire communities. In addition to empowering others, using our power for good also involves advocating for justice and fairness. Often, we may find ourselves in situations where we have the ability to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. This could mean speaking out against injustice, supporting policies that promote equality, or working to create environments where everyone feels safe and respected. Advocacy is an essential component of positive influence as it brings attention to issues that might otherwise be overlooked or ignored. By using our voice and our platform to address inequality, we help to create a society that values dignity, respect, and inclusion for all. Advocacy requires courage and a willingness to challenge the status quo. But it is a powerful way to use our influence for good. Using our power for good also extends to taking care of our environment. We are each stewards of the planet, and the choices we make regarding consumption, waste, and conservation have a direct impact on the world around us. Small actions, such as reducing waste, conserving energy, and supporting sustainable practices, contribute to the larger effort of protecting the Earth for future generations. Environmental stewardship is an important aspect of using our power responsibly, as it reflects our awareness of and commitment to the well-being of all living beings. When we recognize that our actions affect not only ourselves but also the world we share, we are motivated to make choices that preserve and protect our natural resources. At its heart, Using our power for good means embracing a mindset of service. It's about recognizing that our lives are not just about personal achievements or self-gain, but also about contributing to something greater than ourselves. Service can take many forms, from volunteering in our communities to offering support to friends and family. By choosing to serve others, we create connections, build communities, and strengthen our own sense of purpose. Service reminds us that we are all interconnected, and that each of us has a role to play in building a better world. When we prioritize service, we shift our focus from what we can gain to what we can give, creating a life that is rich with meaning and fulfillment. In conclusion, using our power for good is a deliberate choice to contribute positively to the world around us. It is about recognizing the influence we hold and using it to uplift, empower, and support others. Whether through empathy, integrity, knowledge sharing, advocacy, environmental stewardship, or service, each of us has the capacity to make a difference. The impact of our actions, no matter how small, extends beyond ourselves, creating ripples of positive change that benefit our communities and the world at large. By choosing to use our power for good, we create lives of purpose and significance, leaving a legacy of kindness, compassion, and hope for future generations. Inspiring others through our actions is one of the most powerful ways to create positive change in the world. Unlike words alone, actions have a tangible and lasting impact, showing others what is possible and setting an example that speaks louder than any speech or written message could. When we live authentically and act with purpose, integrity, and courage, we become a source of inspiration for those around us. Our actions can motivate others to strive for their own goals, adopt values of kindness and empathy, and take meaningful steps toward personal growth and community betterment. By embodying the principles and qualities we wish to see in the world, we light a path for others to follow, creating a ripple effect that can extend far beyond our immediate reach. Inspiration is contagious. When we witness someone overcoming obstacles, achieving their dreams, or making a positive difference, it often sparks a desire within us to do the same. This phenomenon is rooted in our shared human experience. Seeing others succeed or act courageously reminds us of our own potential and the possibility of change. We are often inspired by individuals who have faced challenges similar to our own, as their achievements serve as proof that we too can overcome adversity. Our actions, when driven by resilience and determination, can encourage others to face their fears, persevere in the face of setbacks, and believe in their own strength. Whether it's in our personal relationships, our workplaces, or our communities, acting with integrity and dedication can have a profound impact on those who look up to us, encouraging them to pursue their aspirations with confidence. One of the most powerful ways to inspire others is by leading by example. When we consistently act in accordance with our values, we demonstrate that ideals such as honesty, kindness, and hard work are not just abstract concepts, but guiding principles that can shape our lives and interactions. Leading by example requires self-awareness and a commitment to personal growth, as we must strive to embody the qualities we wish to promote. When others observe our actions aligning with our words, it builds trust and credibility, making our influence more impactful. For instance, if we advocate for kindness and respect but treat others poorly, our words lose meaning. However, if we show genuine empathy, respect others, and act with integrity, we inspire those around us to do the same. Our actions then become a powerful statement of our values, setting a standard that others are naturally drawn to follow. Courage is another quality that has the potential to inspire others deeply. When we step out of our comfort zones, take risks, and pursue our dreams despite fear or uncertainty, we show others that it's possible to live boldly. Courageous actions can range from standing up for our beliefs to taking on a challenging goal, and every act of bravery resonates with those who witness it. By daring to be vulnerable and honest, we give others permission to do the same. People are often held back by fear of failure, judgment, or the unknown, but when they see someone face those fears head-on, they may feel emboldened to take their own steps toward growth. Courage in this way becomes a catalyst for collective change, as one person's bravery can ignite the bravery of others. Inspiring others also involves showing resilience and perseverance, especially in the face of difficulties. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, and how we respond to them speaks volumes to those around us. When we handle difficult situations with grace, determination, and an unwillingness to give up, we set an example that others can draw strength from. Our ability to rise after a fall, to find solutions when faced with obstacles, and to remain optimistic in tough times shows others that it's possible to keep moving forward no matter how hard things may get. Resilience is often more impactful than success alone because it speaks to the universal experience of struggle. When others see us navigating hardships with resilience, it reminds them of their own capacity to persevere and ultimately succeed. Small acts of kindness and generosity can also be incredibly inspiring, often more so than grand gestures. When we perform acts of kindness without expecting anything in return, we show others the power of compassion and empathy. Small actions, such as helping a friend in need, volunteering in our communities, or even offering a listening ear, can have a profound impact on those who witness or experience them. These gestures remind people of the good that exists in the world and encourage them to spread kindness in their own lives. By making compassion a regular part of our interactions, we create a cycle of positivity, inspiring others to treat people with the same generosity and respect. Over time, these small actions build a culture of kindness and inspire others to contribute positively to the lives of those around them. Our commitment to self-improvement and personal growth can also serve as an inspiration to others. When we actively seek to better ourselves, whether by learning new skills, cultivating healthy habits, or striving to be more understanding, we encourage others to do the same. Self-improvement requires dedication and a willingness to confront our own weaknesses. And when others see us making an effort to grow, they may feel motivated to reflect on their own paths and set goals for their personal development. By demonstrating that growth is a lifelong journey and that improvement is always possible, we inspire others to invest in themselves and pursue their potential. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, our actions can inspire not only those in our immediate vicinity, but also people across the globe. Social media, for instance, provides a platform for sharing stories of kindness, courage, resilience, and self-improvement with a broader audience. When we use these platforms responsibly and authentically, sharing our experiences and encouraging others, we can inspire people far beyond our usual circles. This potential for global inspiration is a reminder of the power our actions hold. As each of us has the capacity to reach and positively influence people we may never meet in person. By sharing our journey and staying true to our values, we contribute to a community of like-minded individuals who are motivated to make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of others. In conclusion, inspiring others through our actions is about living in a way that reflects our highest values and aspirations. When we act with courage, integrity, kindness, and resilience, we create a legacy of positive influence that extends beyond ourselves. By leading by example, showing compassion, and committing to personal growth, we set a standard that others naturally wish to follow. Our actions become a beacon of hope and motivation, reminding those around us of their own potential, encouraging them to pursue lives filled with purpose, kindness, and strength. Through the choices we make and the way we live, we have the ability to inspire a brighter, more connected world, one small action at a time.